It has recently come to light that Leland Industries, a Canadian manufacturer of various fasteners that employs about 220 people at its plants in Toronto and Waterloo, will no longer be investing in Ontario because of the cost of doing business here. Instead, they'll be moving to the US, where the costs are lighter. According to an article from thestar.com, Leland CEO Brian Nelson anticipates that the new cap and trade regulations will cause electricity and natural gas costs to rise even higher than they have so far, causing him to look elsewhere to expand his business because the costs are just out of sight. Jocelyn Williams Bamford, Vice President of Automatic Coating Limited and spokeswoman for the Coalition of Concerned Manufacturers in Ontario, said that higher energy costs leave us less money for investment, and if manufacturers can't invest in Ontario, it's not good for the economy or for jobs in this province. Ultimately, it's not good for the environment either. This is another example of the job-killing carbon reduction policies the government has been pushing on Canada. Businesses have been having difficulties for years, according to The Sun. An article from 2015 states that over the last 15 years, Canada has lost over 300,000 jobs. In 2015, the CEO of Fiat Chrysler asked Kathleen Wynne to slow down the implementation of cap and trade, as well as the implementation of the Ontario Retirement Pension Plan, and to take a close look at how the implementation of these will affect the auto sector. It wasn't just Fiat Chrysler that felt this way. There was a petition signed by 150 companies citing the same concerns. For those who aren't clear about what cap and trade is a program put in place by the government to limit the amount of carbon emissions being created. It caps the amount of CO2 a business or household can emit by giving carbon allowances that they cannot surpass. If a business cannot operate within the limitations set by the government, they can trade money for allowances from other businesses who have more than they need. Additionally, these companies can also compete at auctions for more allowances to increase their limit. This agenda of trying to reduce carbon emissions in order to fight climate change and protect the environment has been coming under increasing scrutiny over recent years, and even large climate change advocates have changed their minds, such as renowned scientist James Lovelock. Even physicists such as Freeman Dyson or Ivar Gavier, who support Obama and the Democrats, say that they are wrong when it comes to global warming as a result of carbon emissions. Adopting programs such as cap and trade and carbon taxation make those involved less competitive and force employers out of those areas into others that will be cheaper to operate in. Now that Trump says he'll be getting the US out of the Paris Agreement, we can already see more job losses happening on top of all the jobs we have already lost to countries like China and Mexico. As long as Canada continues to support things like the Paris Agreement and CO2 regulation, we'll continue losing more jobs and our standard of living will continue to decline as well.